I don't
They
see
probably
them on
are
the
in
list.
Divine. They are in Divine.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
there they are. Okay. Yeah, I enjoyed casting them mainly because I just could never remember their name. It's very confusing, you know. But we're going to see the Clockwork Death Prophet opening from Voldemort. And Cyber Legacy started out with a Buenomancer, Bananamancer, if you will. So talk to me, as we're going to see the Tiny now, which we've talked about ad nauseum. But for the Death Prophet, been seeing this. We've seen it mid in terms of, historically speaking, that's obviously the most common place to have it. But I'm seeing a lot more flexibility, I want to say, in the last 9 to 12 months, I suppose. Been seeing a lot of off lane, maybe more often than mid. What are your thoughts on
can play
her
off
role?
lane. It even had a phase when it got played support.
Yeah, I was disgusted when I saw that. I didn't want to mention it. But
I was never really that big a fan of that, but I did see its value in some games, especially, I mean, it's just like, if you pick a hero like that and it's a flex pick, it just adds more value to picking it, that you at least have the option of doing it and not feeling terrible. So I think when teams did put it on 5 or 4, it was mainly because it got counterpicked really hard as a core, and then it can still have an impact, has a really good silence, wave clear, Exorcism can still take towers and Roche, even if you're a support. So, but more than likely for Voldemort, it's going mid on Wish. He had an outstanding performance on the hero in one of the games we cast against Extremum. Let's see what Cyber Legacy try to throw at them to try to stop this DP. So they do get themselves some hard lockdown and damage together with the Venomancer. Void Veno is a pretty strong combo. It's not because Veno does like insane amounts of AoE damage during Chrono, because it doesn't. It takes time, right, for Veno to deal damage. But the amount of slow is just disgusting. Time Dilation and Gale heroes just, it's hard to play against because you can only Lotus off one of the two if they don't layer them together. And even items like Force Staff will not get you away.
What do you think of Wyvern against Chrono or against Void? It sounds really good on paper. If you don't get caught in Chrono, you can obviously just use your ult on Void himself, or just Cold Embrace whoever he's going on.
Absolutely, it's a good counter against Void specifically. I really dislike the matchup against Tiny as Wyvern though, and I don't like Veno either. So I don't know how much I like the pick overall. It feels like, okay, we're gonna target this Void, but yeah, it leaves much to be desired. Like, Wyvern doesn't like Veno, in my opinion, because Plague Wards just find you and pressure you all the time. You're not a strong laner. And against Tiny, it's pretty self-explanatory. Insane Magic Burst, and your Cold Embrace doesn't work against that. So, Jakiro, there's some more damage for the Chrono?
Yeah, they have a ton of magic damage to be complemented with, obviously, Void's right-click eventually into the game.
And another slow.
Immediately picked. Wow.
Dude, Cyber Legacy have so many slows. Yeah, surprised they picked Drow this fast. The matchup against Void is pretty good, if you get the Gust, of course, but Tiny, I wouldn't say is a bad matchup, or Drow is not a bad matchup for Tiny, rather. So again, it's the Reach, it's the Blink Dagger Burst combination. Blink Toss, Drow hates being repositioned, it's really bad for her.
Wait, what position is Tiny this game?
4 or 2? Probably. They still have that open option here. Magical loves playing mid Tiny, and they have it as well for Slayer on position 4, or Bignum, whoever plays 4 in this team right now. Because Veno can play 3 with either Tiny 4 or any other 4, and Tiny goes mid, so they're keeping their options open this way, which is nice. And on top of that, Cyber Legacy even have the 10th pick of the draft, so they can really try to counter here in the end. I think a Vestal on Veno is more or less necessary this game. You're playing as DP Wyvern.
Yeah.
And their last hero doesn't need to fill that role. You don't have to get a Vestal Kunkka or Ember, for example. Would like to just see some more damage in the Chrono and something that can get on top of Drow, right? That's the main things
here. You want more damage in the Chrono. Jakiro Veno is not enough for you, huh?
It's good, but it's not burst.
True. Ooh, Underlord. Interesting.
Okay. Okay.
So it looks like you're correct. It will be the Wish DP mid.
This is a pretty damn good Batrider game. Actually.
Batrider for mid?
For Underlord's lane. Batrider has like no bad matchups this game, I think.
5 seconds remaining.
It is a little bit too heavy on the magic side, though. That might be the concern for Cyber Legacy here, is that their last hero should probably have a physical component. If they play core tiny, you can still play bat, though, but it's a little bit like slow in building up a core tiny. No, they didn't.
Wow, look at you. It's almost like you're good at this. Almost.
It is very good here. Mid bat, he will be laning against either DP, probably DP. They have the option of putting the Veno to mid, who will then lane against DP. I think that's a fine lane for Veno. I don't see any problem in that. And then they can get their Bat Rider against Underlord, which is absolutely awful for Underlord. That lane is so bad. It's probably... I don't know. It's one of those matchups where it's just like... If that's a 1v1, Underlord just can't really lane from level 3. It's that kind of bad tier, so he has to start pulling waves or... doing jungle shenanigans if the Bat Rider plays it correctly. Which there's a lot of value in here, obviously. But perhaps you put the Bat mid anyway, get the fast levels, get the farms. You can get a dagger and get on top of Drow, or get aura items like drums, pipe, whatever you fancy here. Like Cyber Legacy's draft, it looks really good to me. In this patch, I think it hits where you want to hit. It's also comfort picks for their players.
You think it's enough time for Void to get his items this game?
I think so, yeah. I do. They have a very... I think Jakiro is actually a very good lane support against Underlord, just because Underlord's primary damage source is his aura. It's... Yeah, Firestorm is nice and all, but against Void, Void can just jump it off, right? If you can tank like 2 waves and then just jump away and full heal whatever you took from Firestorm. It's the constant harass of right clicks with the aura level that's the problem. But Underlord's attack speed is going to be mega slowed in this lane by Jakiro. So I think you're covering your Void very nicely here. Just looks great. It's something... It's really patch dependent. Like, this kind of lineup, I think, could have been pretty bad a couple months ago, but right now I really like the look of what Cyber have going here.
So you're choosing them for game 1, huh?
Yeah, I am.
You don't believe in Voldemort?
Oh, of course they can win the game. It's not like they're...
You don't believe in Voldy, huh? I see how it is, Cinderman. Now, something I want to get off my chest before we begin. Look at this Bat Rider mount. I don't think I've ever seen this one before. It's a chameleon. Maybe I have seen it. What do you think of this mount?
Oh, I've definitely seen this one.
Chameleon with wings. Pretty cute. Doesn't make any sense, but it's very nice.
I like the mount. It doesn't feel out of character.
Does this feel like maybe it's a little too close to Mortimer, Cinder? Will anybody... confuse the chameleon for Mortimer?
Don't know. This one did come out before Mortimer.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Magical is going to be playing that hero more than likely mid, at least at the current point in time. Ooh, I'm sorry. I need to talk about cosmetics more, Cinder. I think we have the full immortal Jakiro now. He's got 3 immortals, and of course the tail. There's nothing out yet, but remember, guys, next year we'll finally be getting some full immortal sets. Lion will probably get something. An immortal
probably
taunt,
getting maybe a red item for his palette.
Yeah, he needs every color in the book right now. He needs to become a rainbow.
Big Num's going in. If he gets this toss...
Oh boy, the battery assault is there though. And now Bignum is going to be taking the brunt of the damage so far. Looks like he'll get out of reach of YYY though. But the bounty rune will go the way of Cyber Legacy. Will cost them a lot of HP though. Actually, might actually dual breath as well. Yeah, battery assault is coming back. Will he dive the tower? Negative. But still, that's going to be most likely a salve to start things off for Blizzy. Dual breath again. And here comes Bignum with a toss. They can get this into the tier 1 potentially. No, not close enough, but still gets him out of position. Actually, I believe Voldy ended up getting the other bounty rune, surprisingly. Yeah, Drow.
Yeah, the Wyvern.
To tier 1.
Wyvern just ran down, took it, and TP'd by. Yeah. So, I guess we'll see Jakiro follow suit in a moment. Come by. Oh, toss. Okay. Very aggressive place on Durasho here.
Oh, the dual breath!
He has a fairy.
Somehow has the range. And first blood goes away. Cyber Legacy. Bignum is just going to suicide to the tower. Getting the better of that trade. Blizzy continuing to be pressured by YYY. Battery assault. Turns out it's a pretty good level 1 spell, Cinderman. So a 2-to-1 advantage.
Also helps when the enemy team tanks tower. That does a lot of damage.
It does. No doubt about it. Kuman on this Void in the bot lane.
Oh god, he's bashing.
Yeah, he's level 1 bash, man.
He got 2 bashes and 3 hits, I think. 3 fucking hits and...
Is this, what's that term again?
Reference?
Oh my god. Oh no, it's completely escaped me. The RNG chance, but it's... Ugh. What am I thinking?
Pseudo-random?
Thank you. It completely escaped me. Pseudo-random bash. Is there anything that's not pseudo-random anymore? There's got to be a couple things. Legacy.
Sure. I think backtrack is still true random.
Oh, the level 25? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's true random.
YYY is dead, but he could be denied. No, not going to happen.
Oh, magical almost died
now
mid too.
Drow.
Oh.
All right, we're watching mid as well. You can just keep an eye on that, Cinder, as I watch Drow die under the tier 1 tower. Will they actually continue to chase? Yes,
he's level 1.
Indeed. Down he goes, Bignum.
So weak.
Yeah, this Drow is getting pummeled right now, Syndrin. And that's another suicide to the tower. Those don't count.
So other things that are true random that I'm aware of, creep gold, tower damage, hero
Attacking,
damage.
Right? Yeah, hero damage.
Yeah, hero damage is true random. What else?
Oh, we have plenty of time to talk. This is going to be a really interesting conversation. Let's list things that are not pseudo-random.
How about spells are true random, actually?
How about the Roshan spawning with the Aghanims or Refresher Shard on the 3rd?
Also, his spawn time in general is true random.
Yes, that too. That was probably a better reference. Yep. Mm-hmm. Indeed. Very good. Yes, let's change the subject. This is not interesting at all.
I think I think all miss chances are still true random, right? So like crippling fear.
Yeah, any evasion, right?
Wait, crippling fear doesn't miss anymore. My bad.
It's just any evasion in general. It's going to be more random.
I don't know if... Yeah, I think all evasion and mischance is true random. All blinds, right? That are not full blinds.
Man, I should never have brought this up. You're really interested in this topic that is not
What even is
interesting.
there that has a chance to miss now?
He won't stop talking. It never ends.
Yeah.
Put an end to it. Sorry, son. I didn't mean to shut you up. Everybody loves listening to you. You have a very soothing voice. Have you ever thought about getting into ASMR? Like being an ASM artist?
No. But I would love to try voice acting one day. I think that could be really fun to try.
When you grow up, you're going to try voice acting?
Yeah, when I grow up to be as old as Nahaz. So in like 50 years.
Oh, okay. Well, Tiny inside the cogs will toss. I mean, we saw this the other day that Tiny just feels pretty good against Clockwork overall. Being able to toss out of the cogs on a consistent basis. If he's inside, of course. Looking at the CS right now, 21-2 on Kuman's Void. And of course, we know that Drow is
4-2 on Drow.
Yeah, not great. There's the Avatos inside the cogs. YYY.
Oh, God.
We'll be going down against it. This top lane is a disaster.
Miserable.
The Drow is going to get a kill with the multi-shot. Bignum does have the Mango. Might be looking for the cancel of the salve, but not sure if he has the vision or not. Looks like he'll get the full salve off either way. Mostly the full salve. But Tiny's going to have to back up now. Has just the Tranquils to keep him safe.
That was a pretty good trade for Voldy, though. They traded their Clockwork away to get a Veno, and Drow got some much-needed experience there. Getting 2 full waves under tower now. Looks to be getting all the CS as well. Very nice. Kind of recovering here.
Yeah, I would hope so. This is one of the roughest starts I've seen from a position 1. And the question is, what can Voldy do about it? Like, do you bring somebody in to assist, which makes other
I think
lanes
he's fine
weaker?
now. He got so much gold. He's got 3 kills.
Okay.
He's fine. Yeah. It looked terrible, but he's actually fine on net worth because they got these recovery kills and he got that full wave CS very well under tower.
Boogie able to kill the courier. He's going to take some damage as retribution, but he is an Underlord at the end of the day. Not to be confused with the other Valve game named Underlords for some reason. Slayer does get another dual breath off, but he's the one taking the heavy damage down. The Firestorm should be enough. He does have Fairy, but he's going to tick down a little bit low. About 30 HP will come back in. Boogie with another Firestorm in a few seconds has the wand to work with as well. Drow dies top lane. Thought you said he was fine, Cinderin. I stopped worrying about him. For God's sake, I knew it. Boogie going to take another bash by Kuman. Should be good to go, though. All right, that miskill was 100% your fault.
Boogie went for the CS.
Okay.
If he gets
Boogie.
bashed here, he dies.
Well, pseudo random. He's dead either way.
Didn't even need the
Wrong
bash.
again, Cinder. Man, you are just...
Shut up!
Another suicide of the tower. Those don't count. Just remember.
Okay. If you say so.
All right, what happened to the Drow? I didn't get to see that.
I mean,
Mid lane, though, we got to hold that horse.
Venom.
Cinderin, Spirit Siphon into Exorcism. Lasso in, but he's just going to die. That feels really bad for the Bat Rider. TP from Bignum, not going to be able to help.
Owned. I think this same matchup was actually played in one of Voldy's other games, right? He played DP mid against Bat in their series that we had in Immortal Qualifiers, and Wish also did very well in that one. So it really makes you wonder if this matchup is worse for Bat than I think, or if Wish is just masterfully handling this lane against Magical. Because this could have been a great side lane Bat game as well. Like, there's so many good matchups for it.
Looks like Underlord's going to steal that creep in the bot lane, but top lane is where we're looking. Multi-shot is there. 2 inside cogs, which has not fared well for YYY thus far, and will continue not to work out for him. Just really struggling against this Veno Tiny.
Yeah, it's... The silver lining here is, though, if he gets gone on, it's not Drow dying. Because I feel like if either of them gets caught, it should be a kill. So you have to be really, really cautious. And he's playing as a wall, basically. It's okay to get deaths this game on 5 o'clock. I think it's almost a necessity in this lane, actually, in order to keep Drow safe.
And Nico getting forced out of that bot lane for now. Boogie, let's look at the CS for these offlaners. 39-2 for the Underlord. And then Blizzy sitting on 22-5. So despite the kills... In terms of CS, in fact, we can just go over to the net worth now. Veno, actually about even. Only a couple hundred away from the Underlord, despite the CS advantage.
Oh, there could be a good chronobot here for Kuman.
Yep, it's going to be on both.
Ice Path.
Yeah, not the greatest layering, but they do find the kill nonetheless. Nikwa looks to be dead as well. Gets off a Splinter's Blast, but really to no avail.
This lane is so strong, actually, this game. Such a strong lane. Void plus the Jakiro Void with the, obviously, the Orb of Venom, just easily able to stay on top of Underlord the whole time. Just run him down. Underlord, even with the boots, doesn't really seem to escape this. Time Dilation is always available, more or less, on the Underlord. He will have to cast Firestorm all the time, so you can dilate for that extra slow.
We're going to see the Avatos onto the Clockwork. The wall, as you put it. Very fragile wall. In this case, he's actually going for the deny, but looks like Blizzy will get the last hit from afar. Nice repositioning to make sure multi-shot doesn't do that much damage to him, but Blizzy is going to go down, and there's the support from Nikwa, Cold Embrace, but the Avatos sets it up. All right, thank you for that Cold Embrace, Bignum says, as he takes the Drow again. So Drow, I mean, does have 3 kills, but has died 4 times in still the laning stage.
Yeah, but the net worth is still looking okay, and that's what we need to focus on, right? It's not really about the score as such. It's about how the game is going. And the game isn't that terrible for Drow. Oh, that's not a good lasso.
Whoa! I was like, why is...
Oh, I could see it coming the whole way, man. That was so naive. Oof.
Very ambitious, as I like to say.
That feels bad. That feels so bad if you're Bad Rider. Not only does it fail, you lose so much mana. Yep. At least he had Arcane Rune. I guess that's something, but...
Oh, that could be a play, actually. Maybe they don't know he has Arcane Rune, and he's able to take advantage of that when it's up in 40 seconds. We'll see. 4 stacks to Sticky Napalm. Doesn't have Flame Break right now. Does not feel comfortable going under the tier 1. And for good reason. Most likely would have.
Oh, now he walks into Drow. Oh my goodness, Magical is having a terrible game.
And he claims the bounty. That's unfortunate. Wyvern top lane. Taken out by Blizzy. So he's going for that Spirit Vessel. Cogs. This is a good hero to get in cogs, no doubt about it. With horrendous turn rates, horrendous attack animation, horrendous everything, some would say, Cinderin. Battery Assault just destroys that hero like none other.
It's an absolute shit matchup for Jakiro. I don't know if there's any hero I hate playing more against this Jakiro than Clockwork. It's just so bad. If you don't have Force Staff and he gets on you, you're just there. You know?
Oh, lasso, it is up. Toss sets it up. No need for a blink. Wish. Staying alive though. The avalanche is there. Toss is coming back. And unfortunately puts him in place. Yeah, that is unfortunate. And Bignum now is going to pay the price for his sins as the Underlord drops in the bot lane.
Everywhere Magical goes right now, things just go wrong. It's...
Oh, Kuman's in quite a bit of trouble here. Multi-shot's up in 8 seconds, but yeah. Not even able to get the Midas off. We'll have to TP back to base. And likely giving up this tier 1 tower in the process.
How do you like this Faceless Void headpiece?
Let's see.
I feel like Void in this set looks... I think the set is pretty cool, but I can't really decide if I feel like it looks too much like something out of another game with that headpiece.
So my question is, what constitutes somebody having a face? Because that looks like he has a mouth. It looks like he has a nose even. Like you can see the feature. He just doesn't have eyes. I'm pretty sure you still have a face without eyes, Cinderin. So it doesn't fit the lore. Having said that, I like it. I don't know. It's whatever. I have no strong feelings one way or the other. It definitely looks more unique than other Void items for sure. Top lane, Nikwa attempting to defend. That's a little bit surprising. Toss is there. And they'll be able to find this one way or the other. Oh, okay. Gonna see the ult come out. Will he actually live? Ice Path is there. And they even use a Macro Pyre. So down he goes eventually. It's not going to be the right clicks of Kuman, though. And they end up expending the Macro Pyre. That's something. I mean, it is a relatively low cooldown as far as ultimates are concerned, though. Only 45 seconds to go. Looks like Blizzy's going to get caught inside the cogs. They'll be able to take him out. Avatos. But the Exorcism is online. And the chase is there for Wish. Voldemort.
Nice deny.
Nice deny. I believe it's one of 3 abilities in the entire game you can deny with. Gale.
What are the other 2?
Quaps, Shadow Strike, and Doom. I don't think there's a creep. Right? There's no creeps that do anything weird. Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's any other thing than those 3. I can't think of it right now.
Now that they deleted the Ancient Prowlers, I think it's time to bring a deny creep back. You know? Bring that into existence. We need more denies in the game. They got rid of Pudge Deny, which I know you were happy about.
Was I?
I remember, yeah. I vividly remember your hatred for Pudge Denies. In many casts, actually.
It was nice when I did it myself.
True.
I love Pudge, man. Can we just buff that hero so he's not complete ass?
What would you do?
Great.
I mean, okay, I have some suggestions, actually, to make him better. It's copying how they did it in Heroes of New Earth. Do you know how that hero worked?
Oh, boy. Yeah. Do you know what happened to that game?
Okay. Let's investigate what happened with that game. It died the moment Ice Frog left. But Pudge was in that game in its current form, or relative current form, when he was on the team. So they could make those changes.
What was the change?
So if you hook, 2 things were different with hook, okay? You hook out, and you can move during your hook. And not only that, as we're going to see Boogie...
He'll get out.
Yeah, he's not going to expend Lasso this time around. But it also hooked on the way back, Cinderin. So that's why moving could reposition your hook a little bit to kind of get a little different angle in certain scenarios. And they did end up... Oh, all right.
Speaking of hook.
Yeah, he misses his. And it will likely cost him his life. He's actually completely alone here. So it's going to be a very easy kill. Just getting off as much mana as possible. GG, indeed. I mean, in terms of net worth, the game is very even right now. But also, Dismember, you would gain... Actually, how does it work in Dota? I can't remember how they changed it, but we have to hold that thought.
Oh.
Pit of Malice onto the Tiny. Firestorm dealing ridiculous amounts of damage to him, and That is going to be an easy cleanup for Voldy.
3 runes for Legacy, I think.
Tower is under attack.
Oh, Slayer. Ah. Ult catches him, and that's going to be another kill going away. It's actually ends up being a double. That was a very late streak kill there. That's a little bit surprising, but he'll take it. But Dismember would physically make Pudge bigger, and he would gain strength. I actually can't remember in Dota off the top of my head right now.
Dismember just heals you per second and deals damage.
That's right. So that's the change they made, which was similar to Han. And then Han, in addition to that, you'd gain strength temporarily, which was kind of cool.
Huh.
So yeah, there's a lot they can do. But then he might be too OP for certain situations. Oh, the
Just give him
Gust,
+1
just
armor.
in time. Yeah, that's one way. It does have the Firefly going, but yeah, yikes. That hurts a lot.
Sometimes you got to call a spade a spade. This has just not been Magical's game so far, and they're trying to tilt him even more by tipping him. There's been some pretty questionable mistakes here. It happens, you know. Sometimes things just don't go right, but yeah, not his best game right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely playing like he's tilted right now.
Especially considering how good of a Batrider game it is on paper, draft-wise, right? Like, you would
Yeah.
love for your Batrider to take off, because he can really start taking over this game quite a lot. But he slowed himself down so much with these deaths, and not finding a single assist in 17 minutes on mid Batrider in a game like this is just... It's not what you're looking for.
When you're
Not what you're
tilted in a game, what do you do to correct it?
I never tilt.
Okay.
There you go.
So
That's
in
my
order to
secret.
not tilt, you need to be a literal robot, is what Synderen is trying to say. Oh, Cessia.
gonna get cliffed.
Magical, I mean. That's their sponsor. Boogie. It's going to get off the Dark Rift. Do they have enough damage to kill him?
Yes.
Poison Nova as well. And yes, indeed. Only a level 1 ult. If it was level 2, he would have been at least in Fountain. He might have ticked out still. Everybody has different strategies to correcting tilt during a game. As we're going to see, Kuman, he has the chrono. Multi-shot's already used. Gust goes off. And this looks to be an easy kill. Although there are reinforcements on the way. He has Hurricane Pike as well. Not wanting to expend the chrono. I think he might regret that decision. As Wish is chasing him down.
Oh no. They did what they couldn't do.
And now he has to chrono in a defensive measure. Feels really bad.
Oh,
but
that
Drow
actually
does
got the
die.
kill.
Yeah, and Magical. It'll cost him his life. Oh, maybe
He's
not.
getting out!
Or is he?
He is getting out.
Is he?
No, he's...
Oh, Flame Break?
No, maybe?
The ghosts are finding him. The ghosts are coming for you. Magical is dead.
Oh, okay.
Synderen wrong again.
It
Typical.
was very close, though. He had Firefly up in 1 second, then he could have maybe made a break for it, but...
I feel like
I was
that's
about
a
to
good
say the-
solo chrono on Drow if they want to take it, right? I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, he could be concerned that Wyvern shows up and just cold embraces, and then...
Yeah, true.
Or he gets cursed or something, so he kind of needs to start it off slow, but... Especially, like, if he chronos the Drow there, she doesn't even die, right? He doesn't have enough damage to go for that kill. Drow has 23 armor already. And Void's item build doesn't offer much in the way of damage just yet. Having Midas Yasha is not that threatening.
Synderen, do you want to hear the way that I deal with tilt in game? When I really care about the game, which is usually FPS games, if I'm
I think
being
you
honest.
mute your microphone and yell really loud.
Wow, that's actually pretty accurate. As we're going to see Boogie take the initiation here. Avatos does have the Pit of Malice out, but the stun keeps him in place for now. And they're not pursuing. They are definitely respecting their opponents right now. Worrying about, like you said, the Wyvern, even the Clockwork right now.
Nice Ice Path from Slayer. This could actually become a Clockwork kill.
A Clockwork kill.
Too slow. Yeah.
Wyvern dropped
The tiny combo there could have
inside
almost
the
done it.
cogs. Dignum does have that Blink Dagger to work with. Just needs to not take damage for a little bit. And there we go. He can blink.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Not sure if they saw him with the night vision. Doesn't look like it, so he'll get away safely. So what I do to not tilt, if I've already started tilting in game, is I mute my mic, or if
That's
I can,
when it's too late.
No, that's not true. Not for it depends on
You
everybody's
just
gonna
said
have
what I
different
do to
response.
not tilt after I've tilted.
Well, to untilt. once I've tilted, because you can't control tilting. Like sometimes it just happens out of nowhere, you know. But yeah, you pause the game if you're able to. Even in matches, you can take like a little timeout. You scream at the top of your lungs, okay, and you feel in that moment not only you're releasing this rage, but at the same time you feel ridiculous for getting so mad at the video game, and then you're like, this is stupid. Why am I even tilted? It's a video game. And then you tilt again, and the game is over. As Venomancer completely gets destroyed, Silence comes out. Wish is here along with the rest of his team. Very even game is in terms of net worth. Blink Dagger on Magical, so he does have the potential to initiate. But there's the Exorcism. This is going to be a 5 versus 4.
This is a really good Roche attempt.
The Ice Path.
Nice oven, though.
Macropyre to start it, actually. No Ice Path.
Oh, did you almost get distracted by a cosmetic there? Interesting.
I did, actually. It does look like there's an Ice Path in that Macropyre Immortal. Thank you, Valve. Bignum drops to the deck. Clockwork does as well, but he buys back immediately. Hookshot on cooldown for another 12 seconds. But Exorcism is about
ending
to
in
end.
3. Oh, yeah, this is dangerous.
Chronosphere is available. Ice Path going to connect on 2. Dual Breath to follow. Cogs trying to create as much space as possible as this Roche is getting dangerously low. Here comes the Chronosphere. So several heroes with a counter ult from Nikwa. Who gets the Aegis? Who gets the Roche? The Radiant take it. And it looks like they'll get the Aegis as well. Very nicely played. Magical. He's going to need that Aegis based on the fact that he's been dying so much in this game anyway. And Wish with no Exorcism trying to get out with his Dark Rift. But Boogie might go down before the time comes. And indeed he does. 2 for nothing. 3 for nothing. Including the dieback on the Clockwork. So really good rotations here from Cyber Legacy. They take Aegis, they take Roche, and they win the fight.
So much work being done by Jakiro here. I think Slayer played that perfectly. He gets the early Macropyre, the read that they're doing, it places it so they stop a little bit. And this is all while Exorcism is running. He gets over to the other side, gets the Ice Path off. Super good positioning and spellcasting from him. Makes it very easy for his team. Magical found the Clockwork early, so took care of that problem. And now, they're going to lose Nikwa. They're going to lose the mid tower. They lost so much there. 4 heroes, Roche, and tower in one move.
Yeah, oh boy. Another 2 seconds. We have Lasso. And there it is. Perfect cooldown coming back. All calculated, I'm sure. As Wish will find his way to the grave again. And now the chain feeding continues. Cinderin. Underlord. He is quite tanky, though, with that pipe. Not sure if they want to stick around as reinforcements are on their way. In the multi-shot as well. They take out the Jakiro. They take out the Aegis. They take out the Venomancer. So perhaps their eyes are too big for their stomachs, Cinderin. As here comes the Avatos to deal some residual damage. Boogie will fall, but is it worth it? They win that fight in spades, and they get super greedy on Underlord, and it costs them 4 heroes. Cinderin.
Kuman smart here. Just farming top.
He's the only one who's like, dude, what are you guys doing? Jesus.
Great play from Kuman to get away from his team before this happened. Avoiding disaster. Yeah, they just got a little bit too bloodthirsty there. It was such a good sequence leading into this tower dive, and now they dove and kind of threw away a couple of heroes, but the net outcome of this regardless is massively Cyber Legacy favored. Does suck a little bit to just waste your Aegis away like that, in my opinion, but you're still feeling pretty confident in your Void's ability right now. Sitting on Manta, Halberd, and Midas, minute 23.
Yeah, he's looking
and
good.
Now, this is when the damage items are going to start coming out, because he's going to feel relatively safe and tanky with the Halberd, so he doesn't need to buy BKB, at least yet. He's just going to Halberd the Drow and expect to stay alive with his 20 armor against the DP.
Yeah, he's having a great game. 2K net worth lead now on everybody in the server. Death Prophet has the Yule's Blink, and Hood will be going for BKB. Expect, I don't know, after that, maybe Ags, maybe Shivas, something in that regard. Underlord finds the Jakiro to start. I hear a Lasso. That's going to be on the Winter Wyvern. They want to get him before that ult comes out. No Winter's Curse for you. Chronosphere, will Boogie be able to get Death Prophet out? No, the AoE is too low. Oh, that is really unfortunate as the double kill DD Void going absolute
Such a good
ham.
great chrono from Kuman. Just just finds it. Could have even made it a little bit better than that, but it was good enough that the Underlord could not connect with Drow. He needed to lock off Underlord on the left and Drow on the right, and he did just that. And easily solos the kill with this DD rune. Just very nice. It's like Cyber Legacy just kicked it up a notch in these last 5 minutes. They're playing super aggressive now. They've hit a timing. And the Bat Rider, who had a terrible early game, has recovered pretty nicely now. Like, Magical is actually starting to find some success in the game. And that's been the really big changing factor, to be honest, is that he's been activated. He's finding lassos, he's setting up key kills, got the Wyvern there, got the Clockwork previous fight. Just makes it so easy for Chappie to, or sorry, for Kuman to play when there's no Wyvern in the fight. It's very easy.
Yeah, it looks like
am I
Magical
tripping, or did Chappie play with this team at some point? I don't know. I just, in my head, Bignum and Chappie just play together. They duo queue a lot in pubs as well. At least they did. So
You know better than me on that one.
But
I
it
don't
is
pub
Kuman.
EU, believe it or not. So
Yeah, it is Kuman. Yeah, we don't have Valorant servers here.
That's not true. You definitely do. You just choose not to use them.
It worked for the joke.
9K. Did it, though? Did it? 10K net worth lead now for Cyber Legacy. And yeah, things are looking up. Next item of choice for Kuman as he takes out this ancient stack is that MKB. Actually very close to finishing the recipe. So we'll actually be going for a Lincoln's afterwards. At least that's his current thought. To
Dire's top tower is under attack.
basically counter the Winter's Curse inside the Chrono. As long as he doesn't get any allies nearby, then, or inside the Chrono itself, then that's going to work beautifully.
I don't know how good Lincoln's is here, to be honest. I like the rest of his build. I'm not sure it has enough value.
They don't have
Yeah,
that
the
many
Manta
single
against the-
target, right? Spirit Siphon? Is that it? Other than the ult?
It's
and
not
Wyvern?
against that, right? Like, you have the Manta against the Drow Silence, so you can jump out of that. Lincoln's does nothing against Clockwork, does nothing against Underlord. I'm not really sure what the logic is. Like, yeah, there's Curse, but you're not gonna die in Curse either. Maybe he's just like, this is how I guarantee I deal damage when I Chrono. Maybe that's why. But then you can get Splinter Blasted and then Cursed. So, don't know. Doesn't seem that good to me.
Okay. We'll see how
Go
it
ahead.
works out for him. You know, you never know.
Stress.
MKB is now officially completed.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Actually, haven't been paying too much attention to the neutral items this game, but we do
Telescope
have
and
the Orb
Venno,
of
it's an
Destruction.
absolute god tier item on Bat Rider. It is so damn good. You gotta give this telly to Bat right away.
Yeah.
And they are.
Does he have a cast range talent? I don't think so. No.
No.
That would be pretty ridiculous if he did. Good choice.
Cast range
Icefog.
on Bat
Good
Rider is
choice.
an insane stat. We've even seen builds in the past going Aetherlands on Bat. It can be really, really good.
Oh,
Hook shot?
Hook shot. It is the Jakiro stuck. Oh, nice Force Staff. Double Force Staff, in fact, but he'll end up falling after the Ice Path comes out. So with that, Cyber Legacy just playing a little bit passive, making sure that they don't chain feed or force the buyback out of Jakiro. Just push the lanes as much as you can. They'll need somebody to TP bot shortly, though. So from Voldemort's side of things,
Bottom tower is
Drow Ranger
subjected to
has the
extreme
BKB Hurricane Pike and will be getting Manta in the next few minutes,
expected to travel
as Wish is looking for a kill. But with the BKB now on Bat Rider, it's going to be a lot harder to kill him. The silence was one of the main reasons he was getting stuck in horrendous positions. Or I should say one of the reasons they were able to capitalize on him being on horrendous positions.
Yeah.
Greaves pipe on the Underlord. Oh, Firestorm is actually dodged. Not sure if that was on purpose. Hookshot will also be dodged. Bignum is a god. Unintended juking. Very nicely done. Chronosphere is available. Silence to follow, though. There's the lasso initiation onto Wyvern. They're grouping up, though. Ice Path keeps him in place, and down he goes. Does have buyback, though. So keep that in mind. Dark Rift expended. And really,
So,
considering you're so close to the base, you're really worried about the Wyvern buyback after the Chrono comes out, or before. in that
he also
case.
used Bat Rider, BKB, and Firefly for that kill, and Lasso. So Bat Rider doesn't offer that much right now. Just wants to get that one pick and hope for the team fight to develop. But if Valdi back off, you're fine with just playing map control right now. Push the waves, get all 4 bounty runes minute 30, which does seem to indeed be happening. They're just flat out too late to get here, Valdi. Something I forgot to mention pregame, by the way, just to give us a little bit of a point of reference for this series. In the Immortal qualifiers, Cyber Legacy got 3rd, 4th, and Voldy got 9th, 12th. So pretty big placement difference in that qualifier.
That's surprising. I thought Voldy was... They played pretty well on the cast that we had of theirs.
Yeah.
And with Cyber Legacy sitting on a 14k net worth lead, double damage on Kuman. And yeah, Voldy can see that now with that rocket flare, if there was any question before. So they're going to have to play this at least a little passive for the next few seconds. And Roshan, I mean, he should be up relatively soon, next minute and a half. So that's probably the next step for Cyber Legacy. And this time you probably give it to the Void. Avatos. Not even needing a toss, actually.
So high with that DD.
Yeah.
Good lord.
He's working on a Satanic now. So he
I like that a lot more than the Lincolns. I just think it offers him way more.
Boogie, knowing that Dark Rift is in his arsenal, will actually just precast it. Not taking any chances this time around. What is the cooldown on that? 115 seconds, level 2. Drow will be getting the Manta in the next couple hundred gold. I mean, from a Voldemort's perspective, you need to contest this Roche, right? This has to happen. I don't know how you get back in this game if you don't contest.
I agree.
I mean, they don't have...
Playing defense, I mean, you can try to stall for a while with Wave Clear of Wyvern and DP and Firestorm, but you're playing to not lose at that point. Like, you're not gonna win if you just sit in base and push out waves all the time. You're gonna get out-farmed. Void will get mega big. He's already progressing so much. It's just Satanic is actually flying out now. This could be the game-deciding fight. Both teams are smoked. Satanic arriving. Dude, how do they deal with this Void? It's actually so difficult.
How do they deal with this Jakiro, who has 8 Ghost Scepters lined up in his future? I can't wait to see that. Hookshot comes in. Will connect on the Void. Actually, a pretty good target. It's going to cost Clockwork his life, but it delays him from getting in this fight. There's the lasso. Batrider getting extremely low. Looks like the Drow is going to be able to finish him off as the Chronosphere now onto the Wyvern with that Manta style, just pummeling him. No buyback for him this time around. He jumps back in. Look at this damage from Jakiro and Void in conjunction. Drow Ranger able to get to the high ground. Wish, Spirit Siphoning. Trying to man up, but against the Void with this many items, it's just not going to happen. And with the Satanic activated, full HP he goes. And with Exorcism down, even the buyback's not going to make much difference if Death Prophet chooses to do so. YYY, last remaining member on the field right now for Voldy. He's going to be cleaned up. It's going to be a full team wipe into a Roche and likely a Rax to follow.
Yeah, that's so much time. 70 seconds on 2 Dire Heroes, and both of those Dire Heroes are really important for this defense. So I don't really see them doing anything about this. And that, I think the hook shot on Void was actually intended for Jakiro. I think he missed, and then he hit the Kuman who was smoked. It looked like, wow, I was not expecting that to happen at all. It just made the fight super awkward.
I feel like that was in their advantage, if anything. Just from the delay aspect.
It's kind of, at this point, like your lineup is just struggling to have tools to deal with these BK beat heroes plus Void, right? Like you can't. If Drow is accounted for and getting shut down in the fight, if they get on top of the Drow, I just don't think they have enough damage to kill this Void or to kill this Bat. Even the Jakiro, like you said, has Ghost Scepter. Veno is tanky. They're all just so tanky. It's just a huge net worth advantage. 20k minute 34 is a lot of gold.
They don't have much reason to back off here. 25 talent now, backtrack for Kuman. Has the Aegis, they have Cheese.
Look at it.
Exorcism still not up, so really nothing to fear. Winter's Curse being faked. Actually, can you cancel animation that? Or does he cancel animation the Splinter Blast? Do they look similar? I've never paid attention.
They look different. But on the cast time on, I don't actually remember by heart. I flat out genuinely don't know what the flat cast times are. It's kind of just a feeling you have. It's like the thing we talked about earlier where you were like, there's so many things players don't know. And one of those things is if you put somebody on the spot and you're like, what's the cast time on your spell on your most played hero? People won't know. They just play and they feel it, right? You just played it 100, 200, 300, 400 times. You just know how long it takes, but you don't know what the number is.
Well, what about the trivia? Do you like the trivia questions that are stats-based? Considering those change literally every patch, it feels like. What's this hero's move speed? Well, you know that for at least me. I know that for like the super slow heroes that are notorious, but past that, it's just a guess.
It's really hard to know by heart. Again, it's Dota is so much based on feel. I like to talk about that sometimes. That people will look at numbers, or people will look at statistics, or records that players have or whatever. But for the players themselves, the majority of it is just like a feeling when you're playing the game of how far can I go, what can I do, what can't I do, based on having played thousands of games.
Oh, unfortunate hookshot missed there. But they will be able to Dark Rift back to safety, as Void is already destroying their tier 3 tower. Still with the Aegis intact. Chronosphere still available as well.
They just can't kill him.
Yeah, I mean, Drow ult is good for that in theory, but still.
It's just not enough.
Yeah.
If he sees an opening, he's going to go on Wyvern.
I mean, he has a 9k network lead over Drow, so...
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough
It's 1.5 premier item, basically.
Premier? I like that. Welcome to the premiere of Butterfly. He actually pockets his boots for now. Looking for that value, Cinderin, as we like to talk about. That you apparently don't value the min-max game with Hand of Midas. As he sells it.
He just sold it.
Yeah, well, he used it and then sold it. He got very good value.
And used it again.
Yeah, but he expects the game to end very shortly. He wants to get the most value possible.
Yeah. That's a lot of value then.
Wait, what's he buying right now? Is he going Daedalus? Okay, yeah. So it has the Chrysalis and Recipe on its way. Ooh, a Spell Prism. That's a good tier 4 item. Blizzy would love that, considering he has the Aghanim Scepter now as well, so his ult.
I think give it to the bat.
Okay, sure. I feel like that is an item that is, in theory, good on literally every hero.
Yeah, it's super good.
What do you think of the Imp Claw still being applied for Kuman? See what they have in their arsenal right now. Anything better?
It's a slightly undervalued item. It is 24 flat damage and a guaranteed crit when you hit first time. Like it's not bad.
It's definitely good. It scales, like you said, but
they just had a really bad tier 3 row for him, right? There was no Paladin Sword. There was no Titan Sliver. So.
Ooh, initiation. Onto the Underlord. Where's their damage, though? Shivas. It's a golden Shivas. He must have a very high battle pass number, Cinderin. Chronosphere. There's the curse. So no Lincoln,
Good
Cinderin.
flame break here.
But will it matter? Yeah, Macropyre still applying a lot of damage to Drow. Pops that BKB and then dies instantly. Okay, not dead yet. Dying slowly. Then instantly. A lot of burst damage, you know. YYY ends up in the grave as well. And it looks like Kuman will not go jungle hunting for that tier 4 item. But yeah, we're seeing the crit from the Daedalus. As the Aegis actually is consumed. See if he holds the cheese or not. Doesn't look like it. He's not too worried about dying right now. He gets silenced. This will be the time to actually try to kill him. Exorcism on the back line. Kuman just trying to right-click this Drow, knowing that she just bought back. Cold Embrace, keeping her alive. Look at this damage. Underlord just feels so squishy in the midst of Void. And there's the dieback onto Drow, and that should be GG, as Wish is continuing to chase. I want to watch this. Will he get Venomancer before the game is over? Indeed he will. As this is going to be a dieback onto the Underlord. Ultra kill for Kuman. Make it a rampage! Hey, fountain diving's not cool. It needs to be buffed. The fountain needs to be buffed. This is not acceptable as the game ends. GG. So game 1 goes to Cyber Legacy in pretty